Hey, what's up, everyone on YouTube? Today, I'm going to be replacing the light bulb that goes on the fog light right here on my '94 Honda Civic EX. Uh, the same goes for all the Civics between the years of '92 and '95. So if you have this bumper set up with the two fogs on either side, you'll have a bulb size H3 bulb, and I picked these up at my local O'Reilly's. H3. I got the 100-watt ones, and the ones I already changed the other side, but the one that comes on these are, well, it's an eBay kit, but this is a light bulb. This is how it looks right here. Check it out. It looks like this, and then it has a wire coming out from the bottom side of it. So it has a little base with two little notches on each side right here. And so this is a H3 size bulb. And yeah, so I mean they have different kinds, and I know they have HID kits in case you want to put HIDs in your fogs. But yeah, this is the one I picked up. I know there's different brands out there, but I just picked this one up. It was about $7 a piece, about. Yeah, and this one comes with an extra connector, which you don't really need, but this is the one you're looking for. So the one with the little cable out there sticking on the side. But yeah, so what you need to do is take off the cover. Take off this plastic cover. I loosened it up already, but there's two bolts. There's one right here, and then there's another one right here, obviously on the outside. But the thing is, they have little notches in the back, little clips in the back that you have to hold with the screwdriver or with your hand if you can stick it out. That's why I raised up my car a little bit, just so I can stick my arm, since my car is a little lowered. But yeah, so you stick your arm in the back and then hold the little plastic clip, and then use a screwdriver to loosen up the screw. So we're gonna be doing that right now. So let me go ahead and loosen up, remove the cover for you. So after you remove the cover, then you're left with this. This is the light housing that we're gonna have to be removing. So you loosen up these 4 screws right here. So let me go ahead and start doing that. So yeah, there's 3 screws. There's 4 holes, but 3 screws only. This one doesn't have a screw because, as you'll see right now when I take off the housing, it has a screw holding the support in the back, which isn't really needed. But and you'll also notice that this housing has a rubber seal, and then that's just to keep the moisture out, just so water doesn't get there and burn out your light bulb. But yeah, this side, my passenger side fog light went out. So I just ended up replacing the one on the driver's side, just so I can have brand new bulbs on each side, since I didn't know exactly which bulbs my kit came with when I had first purchased it. So I might as well replace both of them. It's not too difficult to do. It doesn't take a long time, but it's just about, just being careful not to touch the light bulb with your hand. Because of the oils, and it'll burn out the bulb. And just make sure that the wiring is tucked in nice and tight, and that all the rubber seals are also snug, so no water gets in there. But after you take out the 3 bolts right here, and right here, this whole part comes out, the silver part, and then you'll notice that the bulb is in there, right there. And so and this is a rubber seal that I was talking about right here. It's this black rubber seal. And so when you take out the other part, the housing, which is right here. So let me put it here on the ground, and then this part on top comes off, and then you're left with this yellow housing. And then you can see right there, it's kind of like a fisheye to project the lighting outside. And as you can tell, there's a little bit of rust, which wasn't the case on the other one, which means that moisture is probably getting in there. That's probably why the bulb went out. So right here, you just go ahead and put this on the side, and right here it has 2 little notches, if you see it right there, or one little part sticking out, and that's just so whenever you put it back together, it'll fit on the holes on the back right there, so you won't flip it around or put it the wrong way. But yeah, that this part goes back on like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on the side, just to the side, and then what we have here now is this part right here. And so this is loose already because it was bolted onto the back support. So this already can come out. And so what you have to do is just wiggle it carefully, and then just pay attention to where the wiring is. The wiring on this side, on this one is on this side. So, and then on this side you'll have like a little rubber piping, little rubber pipe that'll stick out, just so the moisture will leak in case it collects inside. But yeah, so you're gonna have to just loosen it up a bit, like so. Just make sure not to pull anything too harshly, and then this is what you're left with. So right here is the wiring on this backside, and then you're left with, this is the little rubber pipe that helps the moisture leak out. And then what you're looking for is on the underside of this, there are three screws, 1, 2, and 3. So you're gonna have to loosen those up. So let me just put the camera on the side right now, and then let me loosen those up, and we'll get back to this. All right. I went ahead and loosened up the screws. It just has one more screw left in there, and you can just pry that out, like so. Just pull it out, and then just right there, just place it. I went ahead and took out the screws with that little screwdriver right there. But once you open this housing, this one's pretty bad. Here, let me show you what's in there. This one, you can tell that obviously the water went in, and it seemed to short circuit the main wire for the positive electricity, which is this red wire right here. So let me just fix the thing, and you can tell right here that it melted actually the plastic covering. And so what I'm going to be doing now then, since this happened, to remove the light bulb, let me just say it right here. There's this stiff wire right here. What you do is push it down, and then push it down and slip it off the notch, and then it lifts up. Pretty much like kind of like how the headlights are held in place on the Civics from these years, from the 5th gen. And then you just pull out the light bulb just like that. But yeah, this will most likely be the culprit of why this light went out. I noticed that, here, let me take out the light bulb. Yeah, it's pretty burnt right there. And so what I noticed also is when I took off this back cover housing, what it has along the edge right here, when you're removing these 3 little screws, is a rubber gasket kind of thing. And I noticed that it was a little bit too tight on this side when it had come from factory, and then it allowed the moisture to get in. So when you put it back together, just make sure that this rubber seal is put back into place. And so what I'm going to try to do now, since this happened, I'm not going to use the same connector, but what I'm going to do is cut the wire right here, cut the wire right there, and then on the new light bulb that I'm going to be using, I'm going to be wrapping the wire from the wire harness right here. I'm going to cut it, strip it, and then have the wire exposed. And what I'm going to be doing is coming over here on the new light bulb, and then just putting it through the hole, wrapping it around, and then putting electrical tape on it, just so it passes the current. And then just make sure you wrap it well with electrical tape so there's no short circuiting if moisture does get in there. Okay, this is what I did. I peeled the wire harness wire, and I just put it through the hole where the light bulb is. The light bulb has this connection, and then just wrapped it around. So what I'm going to be doing now is wrapping it up with electrical tape. Okay, now that I wrapped it up in tape, now it's time to put it back into place. And when you put it back into place, there's little notches on the hole right there, which will line up with the notches on the light bulb right here. So let me just go ahead and put it on there. So you raise up this metal bracket up. You raise it up a bit. I cleaned up some of the dirt that was in there already, because it was a little bit way too dirty since it had the moisture had gotten in there. But yeah, when you put it on there, you're gonna grab the light bulb carefully, and then just, sorry for the camera views. It's not very helpful that I only have 2 arms. But yeah, so you slide it in there, and you're gonna put it in there like that. So let me show you right here. and then the notch is lined up right there with the base. And then so now what you're gonna do is lower the bracket back into place. And let me just put the camera down just for a second. Alrighty, there we go. And so now that the bracket's right there over the light bulb, what you're gonna do is press the bracket down. You know, press it down and then have it latch back into that little notch right there, like that. Perfect. And that holds the light bulb in place. So let me go ahead and just put it to the side right there. So now with the fog placed on the side, you turn on the switch just to try it out, and then as you can see, now it's all up and running. And if the light bulb isn't on the base, sitting right there, and the metal bracket's not holding it down, then it can't make negative. So if you just connect the wire, the little plug right here, and just have the light bulb just hanging out without it being on the metal base held by that metal clip, then it won't be grounding, so it won't turn on. So you have to have it on there, and then you turn it on, and then just make sure that it's on. And then on the other side, it's all up and running too. Perfect. So now the installation, putting it back together is just basically the reverse. Whenever you put the wire in, just make sure it's nice and tucked inside, and please make sure that when you do put it back on, that this rubber seal right here is not being pushed out. So don't tighten up the 3 little screws that are going to be holding the black housing too tight, because then the rubber seal will be pushed out. So just go ahead and put it back together. What I'm using is the small screwdriver, a little small screwdriver, just because it's easier to manage when I'm holding all this in place together. Okay, since this was the side that the rubber seal was being pushed out, what you can do is hold with your finger right here. Hold this rubber seal with your finger, and then tighten it with the screwdriver. Just don't tighten it too much, and you'll feel it tighten up, and then you'll feel it like want to start pushing out, then just stop. And I already did the other side, so if you can see right here, it's all nice and snug like that. The rubber seal is nice and snug. So I haven't tightened this one nor this one, so I'm going to adjust it right here and then finish tightening up the back. After everything is assembled back into place, and you turn on the lights, they should both turn on. What I was going to mention that I couldn't film really because I had to use both hands was that the plastic clips that go on the back to hold on the screws that are right here. What I suggest is if you get crazy glue or some type of glue to hold it in place, you put the plastic clip on the back side of the bracket, and then just glue it on there. And so when you're gonna put the screw, you're able to line up the screw. I had to put this screw first in, and then this one. So you start screwing it in, and then it might loosen up, or the little plastic piece might loosen up. So you just stick your hand back there and just hold it while you screw it on, and then it'll just tighten itself out as you screw it in. And then for this one, you can actually stick your hand in. I don't have a splash guard on the bottom part, so I was able to stick my hand in, and then my fingers would be through the back, and then I was able to hold the plastic piece right there. And yeah, so that's all you have to do to be able to change your light bulb. And then it had stock was 55 watts. I just got the H3 100 watts. And then yeah, so now they're all both up and running, getting ready for that winter season. It's coming up soon over here in California. And if you have any questions, comment below, and like the video, comment, subscribe. And if you have any questions, yeah, just hit me up. All right, thank you. Have a great day. Goodbye.